Cam Jannsen. Cam Jannsen. All right. Remember a couple of minutes ago when I told you about Jeff Brown as an NHL player, 154 goals, 431 assists? I played against Cam Jannsen this past winter at the Frozen Cup in Shaw Park. I'm pretty sure that Cam's still working on his career total points. I kid because I love. We honor Cam Jannsen as a player. Yes, we honor him because he played in the NHL. However, we honor him because he was one of us learning to rollerblade in his parents' basement. Like many of us older guys in the room, he wasn't born into a hockey family. He was just a St. Louis kid. He learned to play hockey at the Fenton Forum. He played at Chesterfield at the AA level. He just kept pushing and working. He'll tell you that one of his favorite coaches was at the AAA level when he came under the tutelage of Hall of Famer Don Morehouse. We all know what comes next. He worked hard, and he did what Jeff was just talking about, that self-determination that takes somebody where other people just don't go. He climbed the hockey ladder with hard work and enjoyed 9 seasons in the NHL. It's always been my personal opinion that when Cam took the ice as a St. Louis Blue, he was such a fan favorite here in town, not just because he was one of ours, but because he reminded a lot of us what it was like to listen to Gus Kyle and Dan Kelly call a Blues game. The way Cam played with such commitment and leave nothing in the tank attitude just brought back that idea of strap on the bucket, grab your lunch pail, tie down, it's time to go to work. Ladies and gentlemen, our very own St. Louis Hall of Famer, Cam Jannsen.
What's up? Hey, Ruppy, I didn't know there was going to be that many people here. My God, I'm nervous now. Thank you, bud. It is an honor, big time, and what a ride it's been. Being from Eureka, Missouri, we didn't know a damn thing about a damn thing when it came to hockey. We didn't. We just loved the Blues. We absolutely loved the Blues, and I kept getting kicked out of soccer games, so my dad had to put me into hockey because I was psychotic and he had no idea what to do with me. Good job on that, Dad. Jesus Christ. But what he did tell me was, listen, if you are going to play hockey and if we are going to do this, play hard, play tough, and stick out. Stick out and try out. Stick out, and I did. I played in Huron, went on to Chesterfield. Then comes AAA, and this is where kind of things got interesting. AAA. We'd have to travel to Canada, to Michigan National Hockey League we're playing in, and we would get our asses kicked, Kenny Plackey. We'd get our asses kicked up there, but no teams would come down to here and play us. We'd always have to go up there, and it cost so much money, but we were getting recognized, not because they were watching us play, but they were watching the other team playing us, but scouts were there one way or the other. And I remember we'd go up there, and these teams are so damn big. They were so big compared to us. So I'd take some of the guys, I'd take Jordy and Charlie Vitale and Joey Vitale. I go, come here, Bobby Press. I go, all right, take your shirts off. Get down and do 20 push-ups. Come on, let's do this. And let's go out there and let's stand like this. Let's stand like this in front of everybody, like, yeah. And the other teams look at us and we're like, yeah, we're tough. I'm like, okay, I think we fooled them. Let's go. And we'd go out there and, oh, my God, it was tough, but teams were watching us, and I was getting recognized, and again we were so blind to everything. I mean, going up to we didn't know anything, and so these agents would come up to my dad and be like, oh yeah, your son this and your son that. I think he can get drafted in the OHL. Oh, okay, yeah. So an agent, financial advisor, or no, it was a family advisor at the time because we were too young. Yeah, so they'd come up to me and be like, oh, my dad, and say, hey, Cam's going to get drafted in the Ontario Hockey League. And my dad said, well, what the hell is that? Oh, it's in Canada? Oh, there's Eskimos up there, isn't there? So these agents would be like, okay, well, we're going to go to the draft. Where's that? Mississauga? Well, where the hell's that at? Oh, by Toronto? Okay, we're there. And you can see there's a picture over there, too. And sure enough, we got drafted by the Windsor Spitfires. Where's Windsor? I don't know. Oh, by Detroit? Okay, I know where that's at. And they got cool uniforms, right? We had no clue. We had no clue. Get drafted, and I decided to go up there and play in Windsor. And boy, oh boy, was that something. You know, for the first time, you had fans watching you. I mean, I played for the St. Louis Sting and playing AAA. There's nobody in the stands. But once you get to Windsor, you know, Logan, there's fans there, and they're crazy. And it was something. And finally, like, you just get this recognition. I just embraced the city. I embraced it. I was fighting everybody nonstop. I mean, everybody. And it just, things were just falling in play. They were falling in play. And before this, I mean, gosh, my parents had to sell our house. We were losing it. I mean, it was so damn expensive. So I moved to Canada and played for the Windsor Spitfires, and probably the best decision I've ever made. Played a year there, and all of a sudden, again, my agent says, you know what, you need to go to Toronto and go to the NHL draft. Me and my dad like, okie dokie, you're going to get the ticket? Okay, fine, we'll go there. And we did, and we stayed in the stands, and we're waiting, and my agent would be like, oh, you're going to get picked. We don't know what round, but you're going to get picked. Like, okay, like whatever. And finally, third round comes around, and I was sitting next to a kid that was on my team in Windsor named Aaron Niddle. And I knew that the Devils were looking into me. And so they third round comes around, and they went up to the podium and said, from the Windsor Spitfires, and me and my dad look up like, yes, we did it. Aaron Niddle. I'm like, oh, shit. I'm like, oh, Aaron, congratulations. I'm like, oh, good. So a round later, I got drafted by the Devils. And again, we didn't know anything about the Devils. I mean, I knew Marty, I guess. I knew Marty. But again, they had cool jerseys, so that's all that mattered. But anyway, that night, Mom and Dad, you guys stayed in Toronto that night. And I flew back to Eureka and had the biggest party ever. JC, you were there. And the cops came. I freaking trashed the place. JC, man, the Cubs come and you're like, oh, my brother just got drafted. And like, okay, go ahead, have fun. It was a blast. That next year, I got traded to the Guelph Storm, and I wanted to be like the OHL champion. I wanted to beat up everybody, and I was focused on being the champ. And finally, I got traded to the best team in the league, in Guelph Storm, and I figured out my role a little better. Like, we were really good. We were beating everybody. I found my role. We went into the playoffs, and we were beating the hell out of teams. We swept the team, and then we went to Game 7. Then we swept another team, and we played London Knights, who had like Corey Perry and all these big stars. And I finally found how to play in the playoffs. I mean, it's just step by step by step. I mean, from here on hockey school to this, to that, to the OHL, and then all of a sudden you're playing in the OHL finals, in the playoffs, and you're contributing. And I'm figuring the game out as we go along. And that really catapulted my career, winning the OHL championship, going to Memorial Cup, losing to Kelowna, but being in the Memorial Cup was phenomenal. Logan, you know exactly what I'm talking about with that too, buddy. Congratulations, by the way. But after that, things were just moving on. They were moving. Everything was falling into place, and I'll keep this relatively short. There's just so much. I'm just trying to get it all together. But after Guelph, I knew I was one step away from making NHL. One step. I'm a Eureka kid from nowhere. I'm all this stuff is falling into play, and I got a funny story leading up to my first NHL game. In 2004, there was a lockout. Jim Campbell, you know what the hell I'm talking about because I tried to fight you in a shift one time and you turned me down. In the 04 lockout, all these big tough guys and all these NHL guys were playing in the American League that time. And at that time, yeah, I was fighting guys in the OHL. Yeah, I'm fighting guys 18 years old. So what? I'm supposed to beat those guys up. But now in the American League with the big boys, the 30-year-old men that were beating the hell out of guys like me for the last 10 years in the NHL, you fight those guys and you're beating them. Now you kind of know, like, I could do this. I'm this close. I had a good year. I fought 45 times that year. 45 times. I don't know how the hell I did it, but I did it because I was this close. That year went on. That summer, I'm like, okay, I'm making this damn Devils team. I'm doing it no matter what. No one's stopping me. Lou decides to sign Christophe Oliwa and Darren Langdon, two big tough guys that have been in the league for a long time. And me and my dad looking at each other and I'm like, why the hell did he do that? And I'm like, now I know why. But at the time, I'm like, oh, God, I thought that was my spot. So I go to training camp that year in '05. I didn't make the team, obviously. There's no room for me. So they send me down. A week goes by. I'm on the bus, in the back of the bus, playing cards with the older guys because I had to pay to hang out with the older guys. So I'm like, oh, I'll play cards with you, although I'm just handing you my freaking money just to hang out with you in the back of the bus. So I'm back there, and I get a notification. Some of the boys are like, hey, Janny, they released Oliwa and they released Langdon. I'm like, oh, snap. Oh, cool, all right. I'm ready to go. I'm doing my thing. Fine, okay. So I'm sitting in the back of the bus playing cards with the guys, and they steal my cell phone. The older guys take my cell phone, and they take it, and I had no idea, I'm losing money. And they take my cell phone, and they take Lou Lamoriello. Do we all know who that is? Probably like one of the most powerful men in hockey, the scariest 130-pound man I've ever met in my life. He is the scariest human being I've ever met in my life. Oh my God, do I have respect for that man. Anyway, they took my phone, they changed one of my good buddies on the team, who's a rookie at the time, Ryan Murphy's number, with Lou Lamoriello's number. I had no idea. Fast forward the night after, my mom and dad are coming in town to Albany. We're playing Springfield the next night. I decided to call Ryan Murphy up because I'm 20 years old. I'm going out the night before a game. I don't care. I can go out until 3 o'clock in the morning and go out and perform because I was 20 years old. It did not matter. Now I couldn't do it, but then I did not care. So I call Ryan Murphy up. Some old guy picks up. Hello? Murph, where are we going tonight? I'm ready to rock. I'm thirsty. Where are the girls at? Who's this? Who the hell's this? This is Lou. I go, Lou effing who? Lou effing Lamoriello. I'm like, huh. So my whole life, honestly, my whole career flashed in front of my eyes. And I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? He knows it's me. Say something. 20 seconds went by. 30 seconds. I'm like, Lou, I'm sorry. This is Cam. He's like, what the hell's going on? Who did this? What happened to you? I'm like, somebody stole my phone. I don't know. Who did it? Who did it? Lou, I don't know. And I'm not going to tell you anyway. I have no idea. I have no idea. Yeah. Hang up. I'm like, oh my God, I'm done. I've worked my ass off for all of this. I worked my ass off for everything. And Lou is a no-nonsense guy, especially from a 20-year-old punk-ass rookie like me who thinks he's tough. Like, he doesn't like guys going out. Like, he is strict. Ask Marty Brodeur on that. He is. And I'm like, I am ruined. My mom and dad are coming up. I'm this far away from getting called up. They just sent down they released these two tough guys. I'm screwed. The next night, my mom and dad come into town. I'm not telling you two that. They have no idea. I don't need them to panic mode. So that night we're playing Springfield. I think Soupy, you were on that team too. I don't know. You've turned me down again. But they had this guy named Mitch Fritz, who was like 6'9", and I'm like, I'm gonna get this son of a bitch. I don't care. So I went, and he wasn't that tough. Don't get me wrong, but he was big, so it looked good. So I went over there and I beat the hell out of this 6'9" guy. Had a good game, did well, fine, everything's going good. But in the back of my head, I'm like, Lou's gonna send me down. He doesn't put up with this kind of crap. I've heard it throughout time, like from all the big boys. Cam, don't mess up. And don't get me wrong, Lou already knows I'm a partier. He knows everything. He gets it. So I'm on a short leash as it is. After that game in Springfield, we're in the hotel with my mom and dad. I'm drinking some beers, eating some pizza with them. I'm just so confused. I didn't know what the hell was going on. But we're watching the big Devils play the Rangers. And this Ryan Holwig is running around, this little punk-ass Ryan Holwig for the Rangers, running everybody on the Devils, and we're just watching. I'm like, that little bastard. And my dad looks at me, he goes, you're going to get called up. And I go, you don't even know, Dad. You don't even know. 30 seconds later, my phone rings. It's Robbie Fatorik, my coach for Albany. And I'm like, what the hell? Oh God, this is not good. Like, Lou called him to tell me that I'm going down. What? Okay. So I go, Robbie, what's up? And he goes, Cam, you're not playing tomorrow night. I'm like, oh, shit. I'm like, Robbie, I'm so sorry. Look, I messed up. My mom and dad are in town. I'm sorry. What do I do? He goes, Cam, shut up. Shut up. Shut up. I'm like, what? He goes, you're not playing tomorrow because you're playing in MSG, Madison Square Gardens, instead against the Rangers. Get your shit together and get down. You just got called up. I'm like, word. I go, what? I dropped the phone. Me and my dad hugged. My mom hugged. We're like, oh my God, only if you knew. Only if you knew. So we packed the cooler. We packed all our shit up. We cruised down the turnpike all the way down. And my mom and dad got to see my first game in Madison Square Gardens against the Rangers. And I got laid out first shift by Darius Kasparaitis. But the point of the story is, I'm a kid from Eureka. We were blind to everything. We didn't know a damn thing, again, about a damn thing. And if I can do this, any kid has a chance. Any kid has a chance. But I will say this. I wouldn't have a chance in hell if it wasn't for my mom and dad. You guys rock, and I love you both. Hell yeah. Right on. Hey, thank you very much. Appreciate it.